Hello, I'm Jeff, and today I'll be discussing about environmental justice. Now, environmental justice, discussed by Brull and Petlau, refers to a situation in which specific social groups is basically negatively affected by environmental hazards. Some things that are included but not limited to are racial injustices, lower income and lower income communities. An organization that is taking the lead on this is the Environmental Protection Agency. And on the EPA's website, it includes lead, drinking water, air quality, and hazardous waste sites. For the first section, I'll be discussing about lead and the drinking water, and one of the famous cases is Flint, Michigan. It's sort of a two birds with one stone scenario. The city is basically experiencing two of the EPA's focused areas, which is lead and drinking water issues. Basically, since 2014, there has been high levels of lead within the city's drinking water. And this falls under environmental justice because 60% of the city is African American and 40% of the city is basically living below the poverty line. This Under the Safe Drinking Water Act, the EPA issued an emergency order. Basically, it found that the city had violated the act and gives them the authority to take over the situation and what to do within the city for the future. It was the water crisis basically started in 2014. But it wasn't until early 2015 that the city noticed that there's an increasing levels of lead within the city's water supply. By the end of the year, the city basically declared an emergency, and the federal government hasn't really acted in an emergency until the following month. And at the end of January of 2016, the EPA declared an emergency act on the city. Since then, the EPA basically funded well over $100 million to the city to replace the service lines. I'm not surprised if they went well above that. By the end of 2017, the city replaced over 6,000 water supply lines. One thing that I really know about is the air quality of California. Growing up there throughout my life, a good portion of my life, the main issue we have to that the state has to worry about is its mountainous terrain and its high population levels, especially around major cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego. It's since the air currents are moving from west to east, it's sort of bottling the poor air quality into these cities because of the mountains are sort of holding them inside a giant bowl. In this viz.org, they say that cities within California are considered the most polluted cities within the U.S. And minorities and low-income citizens of California tend to breathe in more air pollutants than others. Some organizations that California has enacted includes the California Air Resources Board. It has been in operation since '67 and basically decreased high smog alerts. In '67 had 239 cases to basically zero in 2019. And from '67 to today, decreased it by black carbon by 90%. Another organization is the California Environmental Protection Agency, which was enacted in '91. And the last major thing that was added that the government passed was the Global Warming Solutions Act of 2006. It was designed to mainly target major greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, and then eventually helped incorporate the cap and trade program within the state of California.